What's up, everybody? This is Zach.
And Robbie here with the Nerd Cave Network. We are joined along with
Phil Chalker.
And where are we at, Phil?
We are in the beautiful metropolis of Fanatics, my game and comic shop.
Yeah, it's awesome. We've got
yeah.
comics behind us. I feel home. I feel like the Nerd Cave.
Got you a Batman 40 this morning?
I did. I asked. I was gonna, I was just like, hey, you got a Batman 40? And then bam,
Randomly had one, so it's all his.
from the heavens it cameth down, and it's got an awesome alternate cover, which looks cool. So.
oh yeah.
So we're here today, and we're going to be talking a little bit about Fanatics, Fanaticon, and something special at the end.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about Fanatics. When did you come up with the idea? How did that all develop for you?
Sure, man. When I was about 18 years old, just graduated high school, a gentleman in Delville, Alabama by the name of Blue McGee, and maybe he'll see this, he had a small store called Blue Wire, which the original Blue Wire. It was a LAN cafe. Now, in southern Alabama, someone opening a LAN cafe blew my mind. We could go in and play computer games, and it was just like this awesome experience. And ever since then, I've got to open a game store one day. And that's really where the germ of the idea came from. And it just grew from there. And then, which I'm glad you guys came, because July 1st will be our 5-year anniversary. So about 5 to 6 years ago is when we really started getting the idea going.
Well, congratulations. to
Thanks,
that.
man, thanks.
And you definitely don't see very many of those LAN parties in this area type thing.
No, and that's honestly one of our key goals with Fanatics is, we have 3 questions we ask ourselves. Does it benefit the community? Is it fun? And is it cool? And, LAN parties are always fun and cool and benefits the community, so we do a lot of those,
Well,
yeah,
that's good.
getting everybody together just to play something's really cool. And for a store that's not necessarily the norm in this area to last several years is an awesome achievement in and of
Well,
itself.
thank you.
So what all do you do at Fanatics? What kind of content do you put out? What do you sell?
Sure. I love answering the question. It's interesting. We opened with just miniature wargaming, Magic the Gathering, and a little bit of anime. We of course had video game consoles too, but since then we've really expanded into board games, more card games. We do video games just like a mom and pop GameStop would, and we just added comic books recently. So we just about anything nerd related or interactive we carry here, as well as a large selection of independent comics, and not independent as in the sense of public independent, local indie comics and books. So we carry just about anything related to the convention culture that you'd think of.
That's awesome. Just being able to come in and you have, say a Brett Brooks written comic book or
Sure.
something like that.
Sure.
Just having that there is an awesome way to support the community.
Yeah, I mean, that's, like I said, that's our focus is community, and it always has been, because I grew up in the South where comic shops were rare. They were there, but they were rare, and towards the latter part of my adulthood, I couldn't ever find the store that I wanted. So we just had to open it, and here we are.
It
So-
looks like it's kind of worked out for you.
It has. I mean, it's it's had its rough spots, but it has really come to fruition. I couldn't have imagined it any other way, and I'm just lucky to have been in the right place and right time to have gotten to do it.
Yeah.
So,
Before we move on to Fanaticon, I have
Sure.
to ask you this.
Sure.
Favorite anime?
favorite anime? That's a tough one. It always goes to Akira. The film. It's just mind blowing. I watched that as a younger person, and it kind of opened my eyes to what animation could be. 159,000 frames or whatever it is, cells per animation. When I looked up those stats, it blew my mind. So Akira always is like my go-to favorite anime. But my favorite series, of course, is Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is, I know I'm going to get flamed for that, but it's just, it's, for me, the anime about a young boy thrown into the choice to pilot a robot sounds like everyone's dream.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But at the same time, he's a 14-year-old boy, so it's like, we think it's cool, but he still is trying to grow up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
His dad's overbearing. But so those 2 animes always had the elements of anime that drew me to the genre. So, yep. Make
Okay.
fun of me if you want. Evangelion all the way. Go Shinji.
Now, moving on to Fanaticon. Tell us a little bit about how you started Fanaticon. Where did that idea come from? Because you had
Sure.
to have the store first.
We did, yeah. The store was going strong. Fanatics opened. We had 2 years under our belt. But during the weekends where conventions were going on in Atlanta, we were like, why can't we go? We got to be here selling these games. So sure enough, we would make these little meetups and call them Fanatics Con or something. And just in the store, we'd bring all our board games and we'd just meet up and have a good time. But then we got lucky and we're hosting the first Pro Tour qualifier in Dothan for Magic the Gathering. And we had to rent a hotel room. And we were like, well, if we're going to rent a hotel room, let's go ahead and, let's just not rent a hotel room and do a Magic tournament. Let's rent a hotel room and do this thing.
Yeah.
So that was the first Fanaticon Alpha back in November of 2013. That was a blast and also kind of a learning experience. And man, never look back though. I mean, we're going into year 3 and I'm glad we tried to do it. So.
I remember going to the first Fanaticon, and it was the second or third. It was the second convention I'd ever been to. First
wow.
one
Yeah.
was a little bit bigger, but I like the atmosphere that you have created at Fanaticon, because it's not, oh, well, here's this big person, the rest of the other people don't matter, come look at this big person. It's everybody there is important and builds into the convention.
Yep, and like I said, we took that model with Fanatics, where it's all about community and how can we make this personal to the end user, and Fanaticon had to have that same model. So we focus on Artist Alley and crafters as opposed to media guests. Don't get me wrong, I love getting an autograph at a convention, and I love meeting celebrities, and I love seeing my favorite cosplayer. But at its core, the community that really pushes conventions forward, in my mind, is the people creating these new ideas. I mean, without these wonderful stories and comic books, why would we be getting together? And,
Exactly.
and there's people out there who want to get into this stuff. So we treat Fanaticon, instead of thinking of it like a pop culture convention, which it most definitely is, it is also a geeky trade show.
Yeah.
It's a geeky employment opportunity. People can go and, a little boy can see somebody writing his own comic book, and that can be mind-blowing for somebody who never sees that before. And that is the goal. Focus on Artist Alley, and bringing a couple premium guests to the Wiregrass who kind of embody what we want people to be able to do with their own lives.
And everybody that was there, everybody seemed like really nice and respectful.
I'm glad that that's the way it turned out. There's no magic bullet for conventions. I've got some I got great advice from 2 wonderful people who don't know me very well, but they replied to my email, which blew me away. Dave Merrill from AWA, Anime Week in Atlanta, and his brother Jason Merrill. They actually replied to me, and they probably don't remember me, but they gave me some great advice, and they say, having a big name is great for marquee value, but at the end of the day, it's the people who make up a convention.
Yeah.
So you've got to put the people first, and if they have a good time, if you guys had a good time, you're going to be back,
yeah,
and so
definitely.
that's the goal. It's not about lining people up and pushing them through the thing. It's just about having a fan convention, what it really means to have a convention. And I had one member of our con come up to me and said, wow, you really kind of, this convention reminds me of the convention I used to go to in the late 80s. And that was my biggest compliment, because that's the grassroots of it all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, you're saying that the community is important. When you can build a friendship at a convention, just meeting someone random,
Yep.
and building that friendship, because first Fanaticon, we met Brett Brooks, and never met him before, but
Oh,
now
wow.
he's one of our friends, and we've had him on the show several times,
Yeah.
and he's just a great guy, and so is Jason Woodham. He's an awesome guy as well. And of course you. We're here talking to you right now, so it's about, it's a big nerdy family.
And,
when it
you're
comes down
building
to it.
connections to people.
You do, and it's connections that'll matter because they'll change your life immediately. It's local impact. We look at pop culture and entertainment medias, and we always feel like we can't have something to do with it, or at least in my opinion, growing up in the South like we did, where there's not a lot of creative opportunity, which is changing now with Atlanta having so much filming going on.
Yeah.
But we always feel like it's something over there, like, oh, the creative world looks so cool, but I can't quite get to it. I'm over here in Alabama, which I know sounds kind of stereotyping ourselves, but it's how I felt growing up. And so when you have these conventions now starting to creep around the area, it kind of opens doors that weren't open before.
So what is the thing that you're looking forward to most? What is the most important thing you think so far?
As of now, we're kind of just maintaining what we've kind of laid down, the groundwork for Fanatics, a local game shop, which I didn't mention this, but we opened our second location in Enterprise. So I'm looking forward to see how that does. It's doing very well. So, and then we've got Fanaticon year 3. We're going to keep doing that. And Basement City, of course, has a lot of content. But what I'm most interested to look forward to is how it changes other people's lives. I know this is just a geek shop, but all these threads that have kind of been woven together by Fanatics and Fanaticon, is kind of just enabling and encouraging creativity. And at the end of the day, that's what I really want to do, is see other people follow their dreams, and do what they want to do. And if I can help just by encouraging that or presenting opportunities, I want to do that. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I want to see what other people do and go with it. Absolutely.
That's gold right there.
Well, when you think about it, when you have someone, you're a content creator, when you really don't realize it, you've created a store, you've created a convention, you're helping with a publication, you're
Sure.
publishing stuff, but you're still supporting creators. When you have a creator that needs support, you're doing it, and that's awesome. And we've known each other since the first Fanaticon, and in your own way, you've helped us. You might not realize it, but allowing us to come in and
Sure.
interview people, giving us a spot last year, interacting with people, that's really fun. And we're
And you don't have to drive 4 hours.
so. When is Fanatics this year? What are the dates for Fanatics?
Fanaticon, Fanaticon this year.
Fanaticon.
It's all right. It's all the same thing, Fanaticon's just everything we can think of put on one weekend. So it's okay to call it
Yeah.
Fanatics. 14th and 15th of November. We're still on that same weekend. We like that weekend. It worked out well. It's
Yeah.
local. It's right after the Peanut Festival, which we hope to do a booth at the Peanut Festival this year,
Awesome.
promote it. But yeah, November 14th and 15th, come on out. It's going to be a good time.
Okay, awesome. And I know you're planning a lot of great stuff, so
Yeah.
it's going to be amazing, and everybody should come out to it.
Yep.
It's definitely a lot of fun because that was my my first real time at a convention. 'Cause
Yeah.
I went one day at Pensacon, but Fanaticon was like my first, and I loved every second of it. I got to meet some really cool people. I was a big
Okay.
Power Ranger fan, so
Oh yeah,
Johnny
Johnny.
Bosch
Man, he's
really
a trip.
awesome.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and he's gonna come back one year as soon as we can line it up again. So
Yeah, like
That'll be
I
awesome.
friended, his page and a couple of his band members like Polo,
Yeah.
Yakuza, I
Mhm.
think that's how you say his name, and Jenny, I think.
Yeah.
So
great people.
So how can everybody find you, social media? How can they follow the progression of Fanatics, Fanaticon,
Sure.
and Basement City Productions?
Absolutely. If you want to tune in and watch what we're doing, DothanFanatics.com, AlabamaFanaticon.org, and BasementCityProductions.com, which right now is a great time to check out Basement City Productions because Brett's doing 3 webcomics. Every week you can tune in.
Nice.
Yeah, 3 days a week you can tune in and get another strip or page of a comic, and it's great fun. It's
Awesome.
great fun. He's doing an outstanding job. Coupled to How to Kill Spider More, which is hilarious, and then Autobiography, which is kind of like a creative introspection type comic strip, kind of exploring some what pushes us to be creative and stuff.
Mhm.
Very, very good stuff. And then of course Deuces Wild Chapter 1. You can start reading it now.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
that's awesome.
So it is awesome because as a publisher, it's like, oh, we're giving it away, but we want people to see Chapter 1.
It brings them in. They
it
want
gives-
to know
it gives,
it.
them, it gives them that taste. They're like, well, now
Yeah.
I have to know what happens.
Absolutely.
It's like
So-
an appetizer from an old lady in a store.
It is, and I hope, and it looks great. Like we are gonna make this a digital availability, or it will be available digital. And the comic, he's killing the colors, so it looks great on screen. So please go to the website and check it out, BasementCityProductions.com.
And
Give you all that,
like I see a lot of.
or you can meet him at Fanaticon.
Well, that too. And Facebook, y'all have Facebook and
Oh, yeah.
Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you can find all that stuff on there
Yeah.
too.
If you search Dothan Fanatics, we'll pop up.
Yep. They're all over the place,
Yeah.
like spiders.
You can learn how to kill them. I mean,
And make sure to check out Dust Bunny. It is a phenomenal graphic novel. But thank you for coming on. Thank
for
you
having
for letting
let
us.
us come here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm ready for the next Fanaticon.
Oh, I
Me
am
too. Me too. We're going to be in the Ozark Civic Center. The Ozark has been great to us, so looking forward to it. Can't say enough great things about it.
Yeah.
Now I just have to pull it off.
Yep. He's going to do it. They
Okay,
always
you're
do
gonna-
it.
you're gonna do it.
So make sure that you check out them November 14th and 15th at Fanaticon and come by the store and you can see the address is on the bottom right now. There you go. So this has been Zach.
Phil Chalker.
And Robbie.
Have a week.